Now, y'all check this out, right? When Donald Trump was president, they said he committed tax crimes. When Donald Trump was president, they said he colluded with the Russians. When Donald Trump was president, they was trying to say that he could overthrow the government. Now, bag it up. Now that Donald Trump not president, they charging him with crimes that have nothing to do with taxes and have nothing to do with Russia. So you mean to tell me that y'all told us that he was committing crimes when he made the phone call to Ukraine? So y'all telling us that he committed a crime colluding with the Russians in his first run for presidency. And y'all telling us he committed tax crimes throughout his entire presidency and even before he was president. But none of those indictments that y'all put on Donald Trump and none of those charges that Donald Trump currently have anything to do with Ukraine, Russia, or taxes. And that's because they are lying. That's because they setting Donald Trump up. Every alleged crime that they accuse him of doing have something to do with him doing his job as a president. It have nothing to do with taxes. It have nothing to do with colluding with the Russians to steal the election. It have nothing to do with making phone calls to Ukraine and withholding American assistance. It all has something to do with him doing his job as the President of the United States. Supposedly electoral interference, supposedly withholding documents, supposedly paying some money to some hooker to stay out the press. Wait a minute. Now, on the other hand, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, is now facing innumerable charges. He done been arrested for tax evasion, for bribery, for weapons. And the Biden family, Joe Biden's family, done got at least $17 million, at least. Notice I said at least, because it's probably a whole lot more they just ain't found. From Russia, Ukraine, China, Afghanistan. And Joe Biden's whole family got paid from them countries. The same countries that Joe Biden's son got that money from. His brother got money. His sisters and them got money. His grandkids got money. Everybody in Joe Biden's family got money for the same thing that his son is arrested for. And they want us to believe that everybody in Joe Biden's family got paid off Hunter Biden's crimes, except for Joe Biden. Now here's the kicker. Donald Trump arrested for everything that have to do with his presidency, but nothing of the original accusations that they made against him, like colluding with the Russians or tax crimes or nothing like that. But Where is the original charges that y'all brought up? And why he not arrested on none of those so-called charges that y'all brought up, that y'all made accusations of, and that y'all was trying to impeach him for? This is fabrication. And set the man up, Donald Trump, and set him up, because they don't want him to be president no more. Notice, while he was president, they didn't do nothing. Then the last election, they still didn't arrest him. Now they're going to turn around and try to say, oh, you shouldn't get ready to be in the rest of the whole history of the United States. All the presidents done dirt, from Barack Obama to Ronald Reagan to everybody else, including Joe Biden. The same thing that they arrested Donald Trump for and Donald Trump got charges for, withholding classified documents. Joe Biden withheld classified documents, Barack Obama withheld classified documents, and so on and so forth. Now, as far as January 6th, Donald Trump ain't telling nobody to go down there and shoot up nothing. So we know that's fake. And as far as giving some money to some broad so she won't put his business all in the street, that ain't no crime. And everybody who looked at that already said that's not no crime, including Democrats, including Joe Bragg, who now I'm bringing the charges. I think that's his name, right? I don't know. If it's not Joe Bragg, it's Alex Bragg. Anyway, it's Bragg, district attorney in Manhattan, and the reason why he's doing that is to give him something to brag about. Now, we really know what this is about. This is not about Donald Trump committing no crimes, because boy ain't done nothing except exercise his powers at his executive office and his privileges. He challenged the election because the election was stolen. Half the country done already said so, more than half the country done already said so, but the media telling you something different. And he didn't tell people to go down there and run up in no Capitol building, so he can't be held responsible for something that somebody else did. So that's a gimmick. And as far as giving some money to some hooker, if that really was a crime, they would have arrested him for that a long time ago. And as far as them classified documents is concerned, if they was going to arrest the president for withholding classified documents, and they should be going down there to arrest Carter and Obama and all, Clinton and all the rest of them too. Them not no real crimes, man. We already know that. Problem is, they don't want Donald Trump to be president. Well, now that we done weighed the evidence, maybe Donald Trump did do something wrong. But it's for sure Joe Biden done something wrong, because it ain't no way that all of his family crooks and he not. That's impossible. And if everybody expect us to believe that, no, we're not going to believe that. So let's just assume, for example, that both not Ronald Reagan, we know he kind of did something on the table, but I ain't talking about that. Let's just assume that both Joe Biden and Donald Trump is crooks, because that's probably what it is, because you know all politicians is crooks, really. It all boiled down to who did a better job as president. That's really what we're looking at. Who did the better job as president? We already know that was Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the first president who hadn't had us involved in the war in 70 years. That's just one thing. But I'm going to have to repeat that a couple of times so y'all can get the gist of it. Donald Trump is the only president that didn't have us involved in the war in 70 years. Donald Trump is the only president that didn't have us involved in the war in 70 years. Donald Trump is the only president that did not have us involved in the war in 70 years. Not to mention all his other accomplishments, but I'm going to have to say that a couple of more times so y'all can understand. Donald Trump is the only president that did not have us involved in a war in 70 years. Donald Trump is the only president that did not have us involved in a war in 70 years. That means it was peace. That means a whole bunch of Americans, military, wasn't getting killed off somewhere, some other foreign country up involved in something else. That means billions and trillions of dollars wasn't being spent on arms and wasn't being spent on weapons and wasn't being spent on supplies and salaries and stuff for foreign consultants and militia and things like that. So just that one thing alone, which he have a long list of accomplishments, but just that one thing alone done earned him a ticket back to the White House. And if you people are too stupid to recognize that, y'all gonna be the ones that destroy this country, not Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is the only president that did not have us involved in a war in 70 years. And if y'all so mad at Donald Trump that y'all not going to send him back to the White House, and y'all dislike that man so much that y'all unwilling to send him back to the White House, knowing good and well that he done the best job as a president as anyone in 70 years. And y'all don't deserve to live in this country. Y'all don't deserve the right to vote. If you so mad at the way Donald Trump talk, if you so jealous of the fact he got money, if you so mad about the fact that he got his family intact, if you so mad about the fact that he don't get high, if you so mad about the fact that you think he racist, if you so mad at the fact of yada yada and bada bada and bip bop bam and all the other foolishness that come out your mouth, Donald Trump, the only president that did not have us involved in the war in 70 years. And as soon as Donald Trump leave office, bam, Joe Biden go and get us involved in the war. I ain't got nothing else to say right now because I'm getting kind of sick at the media, at the liberals, at the Democrats, at the blacks that's willing to ignore the fact that this man kept us out of war, and the only one who done that in 70 years, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is the best president we done had in 70 years.